Good day. These are the headlines from the Philippine News Agency. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. joined calls to strengthen cooperation on maritime defense, connectivity, food security, and peace and order among ASEAN member states and Japan during the 50th ASEAN-Japan Summit in Tokyo. He also pitched in on the Philippines' venture towards an increased share in the global creative industries market. Wilnard Basilonia has a story.
The member nations of ASEAN and Japan have vowed to strengthen maritime security, international law, connectivity, and other fields of cooperation. In a statement, the Presidential Communications Office said ASEAN and Japan adopted on Sunday the implementation plan of the joint vision statement during the 50th ASEAN-Japan Friendship and Cooperation Commemorative Summit in Tokyo. Under the plan, ASEAN and Japan vowed to uphold international law, including the United Nations Charter and the 1982 UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. The plan includes strengthening defense cooperation, capacity building, technology, joint training and exercises, human resource development, and academic exchanges. The parties also agreed to cooperate on nuclear energy usage and combating terrorism and transnational crimes. They also plan to explore ways to enhance cooperation in cybersecurity and strengthen regional cyber policy coordination. Apart from strengthening cooperation, the President highlighted the need for unity among members of ASEAN amid continued violations of international laws. In his intervention, Marcos called for collective action against threats to peace and stability such as the missile tests of North Korea, unilateral actions in the East and South China Seas, and the worsening violence in Myanmar. Marcos also called on the ASEAN for a continued partnership for environmental protection. The President sought Japan's support towards achieving carbon neutrality to reduce the effects of global warming. He also acknowledged Japan as a reliable partner in maritime security and cooperation, as well as humanitarian and disaster relief and food security. Meanwhile, President Marcos says he seeks to increase the Philippines' share in the global creative industries market. The President said the Philippines wants a share of the global creative industries market, which is expected to grow to $3.4 trillion in 2028 from $2.6 trillion in 2022. Marcos said one way to achieve this is in partnering with like-minded countries such as Japan. He said he looks forward to seeing the works of Filipino talents in computer animation.
Our heart-to-heart partnership not only allows two-way cultural and people-to-people exchanges, it also promotes mutual understanding and cooperation between ASEAN and Japan. The 50 years of harmonious relations between ASEAN and Japan is a testament that our friendship, trust, and shared concerns are the building blocks of peace and stability in our region. We look forward to ASEAN's and Japan's continued partnership beyond the 50th year of ASEAN-Japan friendship and cooperation. We have done much in the previous 50 years. I believe the future can even be brighter.
For the Pna Headlines, I'm Wilnard Basilonia.
President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. expects great benefits for the Philippines and Japan from the Reciprocal Access Agreement, which will be crafted to maintain peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Marcos expressed his hopes for the agreement in a bilateral meeting with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida on Sunday. The president said the RAA will give both countries greater capability in terms of security in the South China Sea, as well as disaster preparedness, alleviation, and adjustment. The RAA is expected to boost maritime cooperation between the naval forces of the two countries, especially in terms of training and joint exercises. Marcos and Kishida also witnessed the exchange of agreements, which include the Memorandum of Cooperation between Japan and the Philippine Coast Guard and the Memorandum of Cooperation on Environment Protection between the Japanese Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry and the Department of the Environment and Natural Resources. For his part, Kishida committed to further strengthen cooperation in maritime safety through capacity building between coast guards of the two nations. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is expected to approve the proposed 5.768 trillion peso national budget for the year 2024, according to House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Romualdez said the budget was supposed to be signed before the president's trip to Japan, but it was not done due to the ongoing printing process. As such, he said the president will likely sign it on Wednesday. Romualdez also gave assurance that no budgetary proposals will be rejected or vetoed, including the removal of confidential fund allocations for various civilian agencies. This includes the removal of 500 million pesos initially designated for the office of Vice President Sara Duterte. Pope Francis expressed concerns on the alleged murders of 2 Christian women in Gaza by Israeli forces. During his weekly blessing, Pope Francis cited a statement from the Latin Patriarchate of Jerusalem regarding an incident involving the deaths of Nahida Khalil Anton and her daughter Samar. They were allegedly shot by a sniper from the Israeli Defense Forces while taking cover in a church complex. 7 other people were also reportedly hurt while attempting to shield those who were seeking refuge. There were also reports that an Israeli tank fire damaged a convent inside the Holy Family grounds. Pope Francis expressed his dismay, calling it an act of terrorism, and emphasized how serious the situation is in the area. Meanwhile, the spokesperson of the Israeli Foreign Ministry said the incident is currently being investigated. The Israeli military clarified that although they were contacted of nearby explosions, they were not made aware of any casualties within the church complex and reiterated their policy of targeting terrorists and infrastructures and not civilians. This is not the first time that Pope Francis used the term terrorism in relation to events in Gaza. Last month, he made similar remarks after meeting with Palestinians with family links in Gaza and Israeli relatives of captives detained by Hamas. In our weather news, Kabayan has weakened into a tropical depression as it made landfall over Manay, Davao Oriental. In its 11 a.m. update, Pag-asa said Kabayan made landfall over Barangay Concepcion in Manay around 9:30 in the morning. Kabayan was last seen moving almost stationary near Caraga, Davao Oriental, with maximum sustained winds of 55 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 70 kilometers per hour. Tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 remains over 30 provinces in Mindanao, Visayas, and southern Luzon. Pag-asa said Kabayan is expected to weaken further as it passes through Mindanao on its way to the Sulu Sea between this afternoon and evening. It will make a second landfall over Palawan on Tuesday and then pass by the Kalayaan group of islands between Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning. Pag-asa warns of severe winds, which may be slightly stronger, especially in coastal and upland areas. The combined effects of Kabayan and the shear line may also bring heavy rainfall over the eastern portion of southern Luzon. Meanwhile, the northeast monsoon or amihan is expected to bring cloudy skies with rains over Cagayan Valley, Apayao, Kalinga, and Ilocos Norte. Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon will experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the Pna Headlines. For more news updates, please visit our website, pna.gov.ph, or our Facebook and Dex account, Philippine News Agency. The Pna Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the Pna Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account, via the News and Information Bureau website, nid.gov.ph, under Pna News, or on the Facebook page of the Presidential Communications Office, or PCO. It's 7 days before Christmas. I am Marita Muahe, and this is the Pna Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.